you are. I was looking around before you got here. Forget it. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her sword. Besides, don't make excuses. Since you're here, I'm more interested in you today. Let's walk and talk. Nisha told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there.
Dumplings and steamed buns. The buns are...
A table for two, please.
All right, come on in.
Well, we'll have...
The hot.
Do you think... Oh, don't worry.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes.
Thank you. No, I've thought about... Yeah. Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making... Then we can bring the leftover... Well, to be more... Yanqing mentioned you before, so I've always been curious about you. So, it really... Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to... Let me guess. Amazing, right? I've come across so many sword wielders. I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this. Yes, but only if... Just looking at a sword is not...
Miss Yoon Lee, for talented swordmasters led for people like him, who have already made significant contributions to the scene. It has been a while, Miss...
And you...
Thank you for your introduction, Mr. Nameless. I'm Shikwa. I apologize for interrupting your conversation. Yes, with the war dance approaching, Mr. Pavo's planet recently...
Miss Shikwe, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once...
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legend. General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Since you two were talking so enthusiastic...
Nice to meet you both. Once the formalities at the palace... Oh, you're interested in my home planet? Even though the trade route just opened... Sure, it's a bit cold and... Oh, you mean the... Also has the power to choose monarch according to tradition. Well, those are just legends. Well, times have changed. And now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a... While a sword holds great historical... The old-timers on council had a heated... That's the best possible outcome. Wonderful. It's an honor to... Wonderful.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together. But I might not. Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him. But now that we're invited... Let me stay here a little longer in this body. There you are. Come on. Let's go to the...
Please allow me to offer a sincere compliment. Well, if it isn't my dear friend. I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Call. May I have the honor of knowing... What a beautiful name. I wonder if... Oh, you're here, Yoon Lee.
Manners. Come on.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo.
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya,
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Laofu, I am Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Gu Yin. It was forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's.
Wait.
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its form. I've decided to entrust this sword, Gu Yin, to the Laofu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Laofu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission.
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was...
Yun Li! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's work. Where are your manners?
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now! I'll melt away the remnants of that man.
Don't be rude, Yun Li. Apologize to our esteemed guests.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword.
Yun Li. This is exactly why I didn't want Yun Li to know about this. Could you, please, keep an eye on you? That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you. I apologize for the unfortunate...
Unless I'm mistaken, Yun Li should be around here somewhere.
Did Grandpa send you to look for me? I bet. Really? Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment. Grandpa sent you here. Have you heard of cursed swords? You've clearly heard a lot of folktales. But that's not a cursed sword. Lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane... I'm not joking around. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities, it's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, soon enough, you'll no longer be a person. Oh, so you're familiar with Heliobai? There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with Heliobai, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made. I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So, by the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for... Looks like they're not going to show up here. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose. I'll track down every... I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and...
No idea who she is. If she really
Oh, I see.
explains what?
She said something like, I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission.
Wait, why did you give her directions?
Where else? Like I said, she was...
Yeah, that place is built.
What are you doing? Fine.
Until everything burns to ashes! Never hesitate! Forever triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
Time to mix things up.
Attack detected! The fearless knows not fear! Too close! I won't do it.
Let the show begin. My friends, indulge yourselves.
Fight to live!
That was the last of this place. Is heavily... Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. You're not really here? But if you want to stop me, you probably think... No, really. Seems like you've met a lot of people who don't. Look. I owe you an explanation. I already told you about Guyan. The sword that was returned during the ceremony. It's a cursed sword. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, for some reason. Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Flame Wheel Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all... I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. The swords crafted by the Flame Wheel Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness, but then he became obsessed. However, just like Grandpa said, the palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desire. It was so sudden. I was frozen in place, unable to move. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my tears when it stopped. And I couldn't if General Huayan hadn't arrived in time. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. Han Guang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the record, when I joined the Flamewheel Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those, like all the other cursed swords. I'll separate it from the heliobus. I've said my piece now. So, you're saying, even though Grandpa knew it was a cursed sword, he still chose it to be a prize because he thought it wouldn't cause any trouble? No. No matter how I think about it, something is definitely off. Besides, after our argument today, you want me to go back and talk to him now? Somehow, well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And, yeah. Anyway, thank you.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship
My granddaughter didn't cause it. Sorry for all this trouble. You lead... Han Guang, however, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, according to him. While weapons of mass destruction like Zhu-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can... Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers... By infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to after countless battles. All the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the Heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, no matter how noble Han Guang's intentions were. Those weapons soaked in blood. Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many. Yes. I don't want her to spend her whole life, despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords. Fulfilling that vow, and to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day. Bu Yin is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by... Very few swordsmiths could use Heliobi as forging material, and Han Guang was one of them. I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father was... I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her.
Time to go back and find that class-skipping March 7th.
My home planet made its fortune through the mine.
All right, everyone is here.
Yoon Lee, I'm sure.
Yeah? But
Unfortunately, official Dahao did. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise.
Yes. My...
after everything.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved. First, during the sword-gifting ceremony, Yoon Lee openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it. The Realm-Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. Hey! It's just the box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing.
Well, I do...
Exactly. The suspect had a clue. So, besides the ceremony participants, in that case, makes sense. The delegation, Argenti? Oh. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala, and so he wouldn't have gone through. Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift. So, then stop.
I can prove that he came to me after leaving the artisan.
Put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission. So.
I didn't steal.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whenever... If you want to prove me wrong...
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yoon Lee clear her name. Did we miss any clues?
Who could have thought that the Miekaki Vesa would... Regardless, we've accomplished our mission. That's enough, young man. Now, the first master of the Miekaki Vesa slew countless demons. The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within. What is, Healy? The point is that the Miekaki Vesa did help the ancestors.
If you've found any clues... All right. Come.
Yoon Lee says she didn't steal, but I know well that Yoon Lee can be... You were with Yoon Lee yesterday, young man. So you have... No, she was still mad at... After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the cloud. I'm counting on you.
Yes, I received your message yesterday, but when I went back this morning... However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, Wait, no. I just remembered.
I don't want to make things difficult if I can find that curse. Well, don't blame me if there's something else bothering me. Why would... I mean, carrying around the sword like that.
The point is that the
There must...
So, the thief took the sword from the case without. Why is this flower petal in?
If you found any clues,
Thank you.
100% sure. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. And that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought,
Take your time. But throughout the entire incident, there was only Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun. But after bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the... We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
can I...
Throughout the entire incident, Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun. But you stopped her in her tracks.
On second thought,
Take your time. Miss Yoon Lee caused a... After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone. Wait, you messaged Master Gongshu? However, it only...
I didn't do it!
After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone.
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding, we haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
I found this in the crevice at the...
Rose?
I don't know. But I do know that wherever that Night of Beauty...
My thoughts are a mess. The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered this. But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission?
I know. Guyun flew out of the case on its own.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword... I've only heard about the Mieka Keyface.
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus.
Official Dahao, where can...
Let's go. We've got...
It's still early. Where to now?
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Knight of Beauty. You're the one who stole Guyun, right?
Dangerous? In my humble opinion. Please allow me to correct your statement. I never attempted to steal this one.
What?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsman, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the...
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me. So I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer...
Oh no. The solution is...
Captivated? No! To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand it.
That cursed sword has messed with your ability to think.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person as a representative of this, I swear on the spirit of if I win, you will allow Master Guyun to leave this. Do you accept my challenge?
Fine. Let's show me what you've got. You're not going to use Guyun to fight for victory?
Well, I know a thing or two about swordplay. In a proper move like this, the knight should rely on the skills he's honed day and
I'm real weirdo.
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Fight to live! Never hesitate!
Flesh time to mix things up. My friends, indulge yourselves!
Let the show begin! Set the seas aflame!
Oh, this symbol of puke are fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your
It's nothing.
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
The sun. My friends, indulge yourselves!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Rise to the challenge.
Let the show begin!
Rise to the challenge. You're fighting a gentleman.
Set the seas aflame!
Rise to the challenge.
Friends, indulge yourselves!
Rise to the challenge. Confess. Put forth all your might.
Fight to live!
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Attack detected! Set the seas aflame!
How's this taste? My friends, indulge yourselves! Calibrating. Attack!
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin!
For chivalry. But before I do that,
This sword has been cursed since the...
Do what she says.
but
You've done so much for me. of fighting. After that, I'll leave my...
Afraid? Well, you do have a different...
Well, you know best.
Fine.
It's already impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
It's so cold here. You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou.
Quiet, and stay alert.
Hey, the people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts.
The rest of the Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long.
Yeah.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just...
Yeah, sure. But now is not that...
Do you really think you can oppose an attack?
It's true that I'm stranded here. By the way, Guyan, do you know what a seed is? You said that the rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me...
What?
It was a memory of me and a cloud that crash-landed on a planet occupied...
I can feel...
I'm alive. But all the young people...
They died. They died for you. I tasted their despair before...
We can't stay...
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you have... This world is hopeless. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in, they just kneeled down and worshipped the monk you beheaded, one of the Beastmasters for their sake. But they turned on you because
I do. But I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper birth... I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long. And there will be new youngsters...
You said it was a lonely... No. So much despair.
Where are you going?
I'm returning.
But what should we do with you gone?
They won't, my child. But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches, and I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large and sturdy enough to seal the remains of the...
You lied to them.
Oh?
You promised that you'd give your body to...
Well, this Xianzhou native's life, how about one last chance for revenge?
He had long since come to some understanding. It wasn't bloodlust. Or...
They've learned how to fight monsters. But he left me there without ever looking back.
Thank you, my old friend. Heliobi, how do my emotions...
A hint of bitter compassion, and a touch of scalding now. The war... Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend,
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people.
No, I did not. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. So I returned to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since...
But you allowed Argenti...
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home. During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled sword. My master had engraved his deepest desire into my blade as a weapon. My purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did?
These thousands, I think I understand the beauty the knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death. My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
I've told you everything about my experience with Master Guion on Kalevala.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating.
It wasn't until I held Guion in my... I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heal... My position was too extreme. Guion, I'm sorry.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going... I've heard your true desires, Guion. I can sense that you're tired.
But being the sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly.
That's not true, Guion. That nameless sword master shaped his own death.
I just can't picture my destiny.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the sword master's stone monument? People admired you.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes.
Something.
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevala...
Well, my granddaughter...
What do you all think?
Fulfilling Master Guion's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the driller's blessing...
Then, I'll leave it.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
While a long face, my child, you were completely determined to melt.
Grandpa, I melted down the pride.
Oh? Am I hearing right?
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. But at least Guion got what it wanted.
So,
Yeah. Guion is unique, but...
be more patient. Well said.
Understood.
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So, by the way, the ambassador from Kalevala at that night went to Arum Alley.
quite.
Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the...
I come from a long line of Kalevalan monument keepers. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from... Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree.
That sounds good. We Xianzhou people don't make coffins or set up...
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something. Well, the inscription is pretty worn with age.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please...
I apologize, but the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not...
Welcome home.
Now, you can